Hi, everybody. It is time for me to work on both reflecting on and talking about my 2023 goals. I have this makselife 2023 Reflections notebook. I found it handy last year. It's like a free gift with purchase if you spend X amount when it was Black Friday, but you also can just buy it from them for like $10 or something. I don't remember exactly, but I'll leave the makselife website linked below. I am an affiliate with them. I believe this is the one I paid for, or got as a free gift with purchase. I got one for free as well, but I'm probably going to give that away during my giveaways if I haven't already. I'm filming everything out of order for Vlogmas, so pay no attention to me. The power in these pages belongs to Cindy, and today is, that doesn't even give you a date, so it doesn't matter. It's to review and celebrate your progress. So I'm going to grab my planner for the year. It's my cover. Ooh, look, I match. I didn't even do that on purpose. So we're going to just run through my goals really quick to see how I feel about them, and then we'll do the reflections. Personal, maintain and develop routines. I feel actually pretty good about this. I've checked off pretty much everything except for monthly routines because I just never got around to it. But for the most part, I have done a really good job. The biggest issue I've run into with all of this is the actual like weekly, monthly, quarterly check-ins with my makselife, which is what I think I might be moving into Notion to make it easier for me to do on dialysis. But generally speaking, I'm feeling okay with this. I'm going to continue to like think about this in the new year. However, I think I did a good job. Maintain time. Taking time for rest and fun. For fun and recreation was my focus. The number one, walk the entire Denver multi-use trail with Jess and Layla. That did not happen. Mostly because I severely underestimated how much this whole dialysis thing was going to impact me. Like, I went into dialysis thinking that it would make me feel better because I was so miserable last year because I was in kidney failure. And while the first month or two I felt like a superhero on dialysis, and we did do a lot of that because of just the feeling better from how I felt before, but that doesn't mean I felt great. And it doesn't mean that my health has been even. I've had so many ups and downs this year, both adapting to dialysis and in general. This, I think, was a little overambitious, so I don't feel guilty about it. But I did continue to visit museums. I did continue to take 2 days off weekly. I did continue to take monthly Sundays off, and I did take some scheduled weeks off. So I think, generally speaking, my life improvement, which I wanted a balance of fun and rest, that is something I did this year. There were a lot of other things that we did this year. Visiting with family, going to the water slides, shit like that. I mean, that's not the only things, but that's just some of them. So again, I feel like I did maintain taking time off for rest and fun. It was just the big thing I wanted to do, I did not do. For work and learning, it was develop my skills in both art and business. I did all 3 courses that I wanted to do, and I have been using and following through on HB90 for the most part. There have been, again, some ups and downs. Usually when I need it the most, I tend to fall off of it. But generally speaking, I'm feeling really good about my progress with HB90 for the year, and I did all of the courses I set out to do. For family and relationships, my focus was to maintain and improve my quality time with my guys. That means all my family. Date nights with Jesse twice monthly. We've been doing that. Get together with my friends once quarterly. We did that. Coffee dates with my friends, for the most part, did that. Date with kids individually 1 time monthly. Did that. 10-year anniversary celebration. Did that. Called my sisters 1 time weekly. Not as often as I wanted to, but more often than I used to. So there was improvement made. And see family this year, did that. So I feel good about this, and I to feel more connected and in touch with my guys, and I feel like that happened. Health and wellness. Incorporate dialysis into our lives smoothly. I think we did this, but I feel like it only really finished feeling smoothly in the last month or so. I talk about this a lot in some of the videos I've filmed recently. I expected that dialysis we would get the hang of it within like a month. No. It took months, more than the majority of this year to really get comfortable with it. We're finally in a place where we're feeling comfortable with it, but it took a lot longer than I expected. However, when it came to all the actions here, I did almost all of them. I attended and graduated training. Woohoo! Developed a regular dialyzing routine. Woohoo! Attended therapy every other week. Woo! I did not resume regular Peloton riding. Follow dialysis diet. No, sort of. I have a dietitian that I work with every month on my dialysis team. And she actually is fine with my current diet because I have a lot of extra potassium and phosphorus in it, but that's good because I'm deficient in those. Normally, kidney patients tend to be overloaded on those because dialysis doesn't do a great job of removing them from you, and your kidneys aren't doing it either because you're in kidney failure. But for some reason, I'm deficient in them, so I need to eat potatoes. So go me. And schedule one-on-one time with Jess away from dialysis. Did that. And it said, I will let my dialysis be part of my life, but not its purpose. That is actually something that I'm feeling a little better about. However, I think I'm still going to focus on that for next year. For spiritual and personal growth, become a part of my local UU community. Join First Universalist and attend 2 times monthly. So I have not joined yet. The way that they do it, you have to attend classes to join. And I was sick the last time there were classes, but if you have not been paying attention to my recent videos, I have been going, and I joined the choir. So when they think she said January is the next new member classes, so I think I'll make sure to move that to next one, but I'm feeling really good about this. This is what I felt really bummed out about for like the majority of the year. And then I went to a service when the choir sang, and that got me off my ass because all I could think about was how much I wished I was singing with them, and I'm going to choir rehearsal tonight. So go me. Dial in our finances for security. Pay off our debt. We are actually done with that. I've done all my monthly check-ins, except I'm not doing one for December because I'm just going to wrap it all up at the end of the month. And then budget meetings with Jessie. That's the one thing we really haven't been doing that I'm going to move to next year. So next year is definitely going to be a continuing focus on finances. And my no-buy has been going well. For financial, I feel like half of it got done because our budgeting has still not happened, but the no-buy year and the debt payoff went well. And then physical environment, maintain and continue to improve our home, monthly home projects. So I did the dialysis room, storage for supplies, backyard. Okay, the landscape's not good, but we did clear out all the weeds because it was gnarly after we got an unexpected rain. So we did some cleanup back there, but not landscaping. Same with the front yard. I did plant my green stalk, but it got fucked in the aforementioned rainy month. And we did get the exterior work we needed done finished. Art on walls is what did not get finished. The gallery wall, the basement, and the hallways. I did the dining room, the front room, and the living room. I have everything for these. I just haven't done it. I'll see what I can get done when I take off the end of this month of December. I'm taking a week off. I'll see what I can get done then, and then we'll move the rest of it over. So that's my annual goals for 2023. Feeling okay about it. I went into it knowing that I was going to be sort of extrapolating because I knew I was going to be starting dialysis, and I didn't know exactly how that was going to impact me. I'm not going to be hard on myself for anything I didn't finish. Fuck it. We'll see what happens next year. I'm alive, and dialysis is going okay. That's pretty much all I could have asked from 2023. So now let's move to the 2023 reflections. First spot is the year in review. So I am going to actually print out the questions for the life assessment. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to print them out because I have this. I have the notebook set, if you watch my planner lineup, for the makselife goal setting notebooks. And this is the yearly prep work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Life Compass questions in here and then compare everything to last year. All right, these are all done, and I am going to take a look at my scores from last year, and we're going to fill them out in this notebook. I'm not going to color them in here. I'm going to do that later in the other book, but the current 2023 year in review, my personal score is an 8.75. So it's almost a 9. I started the year off at an 8, and I wanted to get to a 9, so I got really close. For fun and recreation, I currently have an 8. It's an 8.4. I started the year off at a 7, and I wanted to get to an 8. So I got it. So I'm going to just put a heart around the ones for sure I got. For work and learning, I started the year off at a 6, and I wanted to get to an 8, and I got 8.1. So I also got to where I wanted to go there. Like, these hearts are not just for increasing. These hearts are, did I reach the goal I set for myself at the beginning of the year? For family and relationships, I started the year at a 7. I wanted to get to an 8, and I just scheduled it at a 6, gave myself a 6.6, mostly because of wanting to get more connected in the community and struggling to design what I want from my relationships. I need to put a little bit more focus on it, as I feel like this year I was phoning a lot of it in because of dialysis. And having dialysis did impact that, so that one went down. For health and wellness, I started the year off at a 5. I wanted to get to a 7, and I got to a 7.4. So I got to where I wanted. I think dialysis really helped with that. The big area, like if you look at my scores here, some of these, okay, but the big one that keeps it low is having a regular exercise routine. So that is definitely going to be a focus for 2024. Now that I've gotten some of my energy back, but I'm more realistic about what that energy looks like. For spiritual and personal growth, I feel like my joy of joining the choir may have impacted my scoring on this one because it was higher than I expected it to go. I gave myself an 8.9, so almost a 9. I started the year at a 6 and I wanted to end at an 8, so I did get to where I wanted to go. May not have joined the church, but I joined the choir, and that's added a huge piece of that for me. Financial, I gave myself a 6.25. And I started the year at a 6 and wanted to end it at an 8. So it didn't go down, but it didn't go up. The big piece of it, we did pay off the debt, which was a big deal, but there were some extenuating circumstances to that. However, it was the budgeting that was the big piece, and we just kept putting it off. So we are not putting it off for next year. And then finally, physical environment. I started the year at a 9, wanted to end it at a 10, ended it at a 9, mostly because my office is a wreck right now, and I think that's impacting me, and I still didn't get everything up on the walls I wanted to. So I think that's what kept me from getting it to a 10, but I stayed the same. So I would say that overall, I increased. Even though I stayed the same, and went down once. I had 1 go down, 3 stay the same, and 4 go up. So I'm considering that, and overall my score increased. Area that increased the most would be health and spirituality, which were 2 things I knew I was going to focus on this past year. So that feels good. Area of life that increased the least or decreased the most, that would be family and relationships. Cool. So I'm going to fill all the rest of this back in when I do the rest of this, but for the most part, I'm going to go through my reflections right now. And I'm not going to do like tons of writing because I don't really want to. I just like to kind of hit the high points. The big win for 2023 was learning to do home hemo more than anything else and paying off our debt. Those are the big wins. My highlights of the year, seeing family and friends when they visited, and going to Kentucky. Big deal for me. Big deal for me. Sunny starting college was also big, especially since they were struggling so hard previous to that. Love it. All right. Those are just some of the highlights. Challenges. Starting dialysis and adapting to that. And then another problem is that work-life balance for both of us. Different reasons, different ways it's balancing hard, but it's been a struggle for both of us this year. What did I learn about myself? What am I most proud of this year? Starting dialysis and learning that I am more capable than I thought I was. How have I grown from a year ago? I mean, honestly, I feel more settled, mostly because I've had to feel more settled, I think. And what am I most grateful for in 2023? I did a whole video about this already, but the big ones for people was my dialysis team and Jesse and the fam for supporting me, my community for supporting me through this, and my pets for keeping me smiling through it. What's working well in my life? We have a routine diet. We have a good dialysis routine. And what's not working? Like I said, the aforementioned work-life balance and budgeting are the 2 big ones. Impact. How do I want people to... I don't care. Like sometimes I just don't want to fill things like this out. There are certain kinds of introspectiveness where I just prefer to think about them and not write them down. When it comes to impact, how do I want people to experience me? I don't know. It's just not a question I'm really feeling connected to at the moment. And adjustments, I've sort of covered that already. So, reflections. 3 words to describe 2023. Chaos, fear, and discovery. 3 words to describe how I felt in 2023. Sick, hopeful, and tired. 3 words to describe how I want to feel in 2024. Grounded, stable, and predictable. Sounds so boring. What am I most excited about for 2024? Seeing how life can be now that we've gotten the hang of dialysis, basically. And Sunny turns 21, and RJ graduates, hopefully. What areas of life are going to be in my focus in 2024? Health, finance, and family and relationships. What am I going to say no to in 2024? Lots. I need to not let feeling better cause me to overload myself. Can't read my writing, that's fine. This is my scribble writing. What am I going to say yes to in 2024? Hopefully, travel and visitors. Hopefully. What am I going to stop apologizing for? Needing help. Something I'm still working on. Every time I apologize when I'm on dialysis to Jesse, he gets mad and he's like, you're not allowed to say you're sorry while you're on dialysis. You have to say thank you. What or who will be my support network in 2024? The usual, but also first universalist? Question mark? Hopefully. I'm not writing a letter to me. I never write a letter to me. And then brain dump. So those are my reflections for 2023. Overall, I think if you saw from my goals, I didn't accomplish everything I wanted to this year. But I did take care of a couple of the very big things, like learning and getting used to doing dialysis. I feel like this was a transitional year. I thought it would just be a transitional, first couple of months. I didn't realize how long it was going to take to really transition. So I think now that we have transitioned to doing dialysis, this next year is going to be a very interesting one of discovering what life is like now that we're used to it, but at the same time needing to really, really stay aware of how precarious my life and health are, if that makes sense. Now, of course, if I wind up getting a transplant this next year, everything's going to transition again, but I can't operate from that point of view. I have to operate from doing dialysis for another year. So I'm going to be filming right as soon as I'm done filming this, my next video. Is it going to be my next video? The next video you're going to see is me setting my goals up, which I'm going to film next. And I think you're going to see a lot of this reflected in that. In the meantime, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. What's your biggest takeaway from this past year? What about this past year was maybe an epiphany for you, or maybe something you learned, or something you knew and you reaffirmed it? One of your big takeaways from 2023. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, friends. Peace.